Kitty.
Kitty.
Sits. So, like, not only is it playing with the formula of the gameplay, but it's playing with the formula of, like, the story, because now the perspective is flipped, and we're playing as the Reploids who've been labeled as Mavericks, and fighting against the law and order of human society. And what's really great about that is we're playing as fucking Zero, the robot created by Dr. Wily to, like, be a weapon against society.
Where is Dr. Wily?
Like, Zero accidentally fulfilling his actual intended purpose by fighting back against human society. I don't... Yeah, let's do... Retrieve data, I guess!
Guess, Dad.
Actually, we'll do hidden base first. I received information that there's a hidden base of the enemy somewhere in the desert, and that they are holding Reploids in it. I mean, we broke their disposal facility, so I guess, like, they just gotta throw them in a cell and figure out what to do with them. We must save them. Will you find where the hidden base is? They must be somewhere in the desert. Tell them what to fucking do, Seal!
Yeah.
So, anyway, I kinda got distracted talking about themes.
My fucking theme?
So the story supposedly goes, as people on the internet liked to say, the commonly accepted narrative was that, while Capcom was, what's the word I'm thinking of? Fraudulently making Mega Man X6, Keiji Inafune, quote-unquote, was over here making Mega Man Zero. There's a trap. Wait for a minute, I'll disarm it. Oh, look at these knot spikes. Oh no, don't jump up into the spikes. Oh no, spikes. Casual assist mode. Casual scenario. And so the story then also proceeds to go that he had an intended, like, idea for how the story would play out in this game. Because if you remember, she mentioned, like, X is still active.
It's gonna give it to you.
And retiring the innocent Reploids. So, like, Keiji Inafune had supposedly, had an intended idea for, like, how the story in this game would go, and supposedly, then he found out, oh, they're making Mega Man X6 without my approval. Oh. So now he had to change the story for how the story in Mega Man Zero would go, and he had to rewrite it from what he originally intended. Or so they say. I don't know where people on the internet invent their little hypothesis.
Their uncle that works at Nintendo.
Because let me tell you, it's not from anything that anyone who actually has anything to do with the game says. There are 6 more Reploids being held in space. We're gonna hijack a shuttle and hang and escape to save everyone. I'll head for the hangar and wait for you. I'm just gonna go walk through all the enemies that are in between here and there. That you have to fight through. I'm just gonna go.
I'm gonna breeze that bitch.
I'm just gonna go. Goodbye. Gotta let them get off screen so we don't question how they got past...
These gigantic hot dogs.
Got past these security bots. There's another thing in that, like, motherfuckers... Show me the interview. Where he said, like, oh, I did, like, what the fuck? How do you think working at a company works? Where, like, he was going like, oh yes, I'm gonna make my story for Mega Man Zero. Oh, what's that? They're making Mega Man X6? Oh no. What's the story for Mega Man X6 gonna be? Oh no, now I have to rewrite my story for my game. Like, even just say that shit out loud and tell me that's not the stupidest fucking scenario that you've invented in your goddamn mind of silly nonsense. Like, it literally just doesn't make any sense. And there's another thing in regards to this game series that people do the same thing, where they're like, oh, it's like, okay, dude, I have the art book. Like, I don't think they mentioned that. Like, for it's even, I'm gonna go into even more of a psychotic rant about it in a later game, but I'm sure you've noticed that Zero looks different from how he looked in the X games. He doesn't have the green boobs.
No boobs.
He's wearing like a fancy red vest.
Young in the breakfast.
Helmet looks different. Got the black body. Why do you think Zero looks different?
Because, well, when guys get to a certain age, you know, they just want to get in a red sports car and drive really, really fast. No?
That's a good answer. If the internet would have you believe that, oh, Zero doesn't actually look different. They just drew him to look different, but in universe he still looks the same. It's just an art style change. It's not canon. It's not canon that he looks like that. They just decided to draw him differently. There's not a page in the art book that says that, so I don't know where people get that shit. I have the Mega Man Zero art book. It doesn't say, yeah, Zero just looks the same, but we drew him different. So pretend in your mind's eye that he looks the same way as he did from Mega Man X, but we just decided to draw him different for fun.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
That's literally what people think. They literally think, who are you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes? Don't believe your lying eyes that are looking at what's on the screen and it looks different. No, just pretend it looks the same.
It seemed to me like Zero was about to get a massive push right there.
This isn't even a character. This isn't an art style. Fuck. I'm gonna save it because it gets even fucking worse, believe me. We're looking at fucking ice deer over here. Yeah, I've done one way before, but this is where your journey ends. I'm Blizzak Staggeroff.
Wow. That's a mouthful, my dude.
The best word of Leviathan the Guardian.
You cannot beat me. No
so,
question.
This is the warden for this jail that these Reploids were being held captive in this base. We don't know why these Reploids were here. This guy didn't do anything wrong. He's just guarding the base that's housing captives. He has murdered this man, who did actually nothing wrong. Aztec Falcon, at least you could say, like, oh, he was retiring innocent Reploids. Well, like, yeah, but that's just his job. Like, you could argue, okay, well, he's still killing them. If you broke into the concentration camp and you busted into the gas chamber and shot the guy who presses the button that turns the gas on, that guy turns the gas on, he's an asshole, it's okay to shoot him. Fair argument. That's what Aztec Falcon was doing. Okay. But Anubis, he was just kind of chilling in the desert. It wasn't really established what he was doing, because he knew where the crashed ship was. And he knew that there was a survivor there. He didn't do anything to them. He was just kind of hanging out. And we went and killed him. This guy is just guarding a base that has prisoners in it. We don't know what these guys are being held here for. We just kind of assume, oh, they're escapees from Neo Arcadia, or oh, they did a minor infraction, and thus were labeled as Mavericks. This guy was just chilling out, just guarding the base, doing his job. If you want to break someone out of prison, even if they're innocent, and they don't deserve to be in prison, and you want to break into the prison to get them out of prison, I think shooting a prison security guard counts as a bad thing to do. Because even if the guy doesn't deserve to be in prison, that security guard's just doing his job. He didn't do anything.
The kitty is doing this.
So, like, Zero is kind of just running around killing people for not super
legitimate
reasons. And again, you could so easily, like, you wouldn't even have to work hard to, like, rewrite this to be like, Zero's just straight up being lied to. And Seal is, like, Dr. Wily. And it's like, remember, Mega Man 9 opened with Dr. Wily talking to the Robot Masters and being like, yeah, they're gonna kill you. So come with me and I'll make sure they don't kill you. Like, he wasn't even lying. He just told them something true and they were like, yeah, I don't want to die, so let's go with Wily. So you can easily have a scenario where Seal is the bad guy, and X is sitting there going like, oh shit, Zero's back. Oh no. He's Maverick again. Is he purple again? Fuck.
Shit.
Zero, you're purple again.
What are we gonna do about it?
God damn it, Zero. As many as 7
Your tit.
Reploids. As many as 7 have been saved. We cannot thank you enough. You know what? My experiment is going fine so far. Your what?
First time you mentioned that?
Are you under the impression that you've told me this before? Because it's the first time I've heard of it. So yeah, once we developed a substitute energy, we plan to find a place to live a happy life. So that's the actual script. Is Seal's like, wow, this is really fucked up what's happening to Reploids in this Neo Arcadia. Let's go ahead and not do that. I'm gonna take all these Reploids who don't want to be here, and we're gonna go be a resistance and just live our best life. And Neo Arcadia's like, no, we're gonna kill you. And they're like, no, please, we're not doing anything. We just want to not live in Neo Arcadia anymore. And they're like, nah.
Nah.
Nah, son. We're gonna kill you all. So, like, all of the missions in the game are, like, self-defense or, like, saving other Reploids, right? That are supposedly, like, we're just gonna have to take our word for it, like, being wrongfully imprisoned or targeted. But again, my idea is pretty interesting, that you could just, like, totally rewrite it to be way more negative. So her plan is apparently, because the whole reason that things are a totalitarian fuck state in Neo Arcadia is because of an energy crisis. So in this game, Seal's going, okay, I'm gonna make an experiment to create a substitute energy so that we can live somewhere away from Neo Arcadia. They're gonna retcon that a little bit in later games to be like, huh, the idea of her solving the problem and then just leaving is kind of fucked up. But I solved the energy crisis. Bye! There, we'd like to live in peace, free from the anxiety of hunger and a warm blanket of happiness. Away from those assholes in Neo Arcadia who will continue to live in hunger and a cold blanket of sadness. Fuck them, am I right? Seal, are you sure you're the good guy? You're going to come with us, aren't you, Zero?
Zero?
Oh, thank God. That was about to be a really awkward silence. A mechanaloid. It will destroy our base in no time. Go around and attack it from the rear. Does it have an ass? No. Make one.
Make one.
You are our only hope. Oh yeah, sure. God damn it, I can't not, like, just burn through the fucking text. It's such instinct for me. Just be like, fuck it. Oh hey, they just dropped it in right now. There must be a weak point, even for a giant mechanoid. So what I think is weird and kind of dumb about this game is, god damn it, is that they established that Reploids like Anubis and Blitzkrieg Staggeroff, Blizzard Staggeroff, whatever his fucking name was, and Aztec Falcon are a different special kind of Reploid called like Muto's Reploid, and it's like, yeah, but why? Why do you have to pretend that's like a special different thing? Because like, oh, they're Reploids that are modeled as animals.
Animals.
I mean, we already had that though.
Yeah.
We already had
Cucumbers.
Reploids that looked like cucumbers and penguins and saber-toothed tigers. And they were just regular Reploids. So
did they thing?
Why are you acting like Mutos Reploids are this special, like, oh, now they have Mutos Reploids? Like, what? and Anubis, like, he's like Egypt themed. He's not even animal themed. Like, Anubis is an Egypt thing. That's weird.
Got Anubis on my back and something in my shoe.
I mean, it's very clear that when they were making this, they were like, they really kind of didn't know what they were going for yet. Like, this is a very experimental game. With, like, the way the gameplay is structured. They change a lot of shit about what they decide to do with the story. A lot of what gets said in this game gets retconned later on. Maybe
it's gonna be weird because it's not gonna line up. Right?
Oh yeah, let's do retrieve data. Do you remember the place in which we met? We're gonna have to go back there. For the last time? Yes, for the last time. My research tells me there's some important information for you there.
Why do you talk like this?
Go and retrieve it before it is too late. Will you accept? Any objections, lady? They must be looking for the remaining data too. Data. Data. Data.
You got a problem with death?
And like, the story is actually very minimalistic, almost. It's weird comparing this to how the story will kind of end up getting presented in later Zero games. Because in this, like, Zero has almost no fucking dialogue. Zero has said very little so far, but it does make sense because, again, Zero was just woken up. He's got it from after being asleep for 100 years. He's got amnesia. Seals got bigger priorities than, like, getting him up to speed. Like, she's got this whole resistance thing going on. It's more important for them to focus on the short-term survival than to explain to Zero what the fuck is going on with the world in the 100 years since he was sealed up in this fucking thing that makes really no sense when you think about it.
Do you know how many disks it takes to reinstall Windows 3.1?
Look, Windows XP is still the most used Windows OS.
That makes sense.
Boss time.
Was there a Windows 9?
Yes.
I just remember 7 and 10.
There was 8.
There was no 9?
I don't remember.
There
was an 8.
Microsoft went to the Grand Theft Auto School of Numbering Sequels. Fuck.
My name is Maha Ganesharif.
Why?
And he's an elephant.
And he's a data entry clerk.
All the information you had has been stored in the server in my body.
Wow. Let's break that down piece by piece.
If you want it back, you'll have to destroy me and download it from my memory. Will you do it? Question mark, question mark. So he is an elephant, and for some reason that is different and special compared to how Chill Penguin was a penguin, than how fucking the elephant in Mega Man X1 was an elephant. Remember the flame elephant in Mega Man X1?
Flame Ellie?
Flame elephant? Blitz elephant? Whatever his fucking name was.
Blitzkrieg Bop?
For some reason, this is different from how that was.
Oh, what happens at the top of the screen?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like, it's split in half. It looks so cool. Download the data, bitch.
Plug in your USB 3.0, bitch.
Oh, here is the place I was found, and now
baby.
the self-destruct system has been activated. Why the fuck is there a self-destruct system? Excuse me?
Excuse?
What? Why can't you just say this place is old and collapsing because of the strain of battle? Why is there a self-destruct system?
It could collapse due to natural causes at any point.
Like, that's not really... Like, what's being presented is not a self-destruct. What's being presented is the roof is caving in.
Which is expected.
I let that happen.
Sure, dude.
Because I still wanted to talk about the room that we're in right now. Not this one, but...
This one specifically. No, go back. It's Tusk.
In this room with the green water.
Ooh, yeah, that ain't water. Well, it's mostly water, but it's also poo-poo.
And then if you... The only way they will get split in half is if you hit them with a normal sword strike. If you hit them with a charged sword strike... A charge shot, as it is known. They will just knock it split in half. Oh no, the self-destruct quote-unquote sequence has been activated. Oh, this room where I was found, sealed away for 100 years. Let's break that down. So, at some point, and there is an ending in Mega Man X6. The game was made, oh, you had to change the story because they were making Mega Man X6. There is an ending in Mega Man X6 which leads... How the fuck would... Okay, so you remember the ending of Mega Man X5, right? I want you to explain to me how the fuck the ending of Mega Man X5 leads into this. Where Zero was a Cheerio.
You found it, you could put it in.
I can! Explain to me how the ending of Mega Man X5, where Zero had his torso ripped open and had a hole in his chest and became a Cheerio and lost one arm. How does that? And then, oh, he went missing for 3 years. 3 years later, X is running around with Zero's saber, and he's just gone. How does that lead into this? Draw the line for me of the ending of Mega Man X5 and the beginning of Mega Man Zero, because that literally doesn't make any fucking sense. How did Zero get here? Where are we? Episode Ignis!
What the fuck?
So anyway, and now we'll never come back here again, because the roof is caving in. This room where Zero was stored for 100 years is gone now, and will never come back again.
5 years he has fucked this woman and never kissed her.
Did you, watch that video after it was uploaded?
Did you?
No. Because, I don't know if you're remembering when I said that as we were recording, or if you're remembering from when I said that in the video.
I have rewatched it, but the first one, I remember it when we shot it. Just tickled me right on the oh yes.
So because the roof caved in, this level is now blocked off and you can never come back to grind against those spiders ever again. So I hope you did all that grinding.
Hope you knew to do it.
I'm sorry we got you involved in this. Face. Yeah. They're kind of inconsistent on which levels just automatically teleport you back and which levels you have to go into a transceiver to finish. Dun, dun, dun. And we'll never go back to that place where Zero was found. So they say 100 years later. So here's what's interesting. 100 years since the... Okay, so I remember what I was saying now. There's an ending in Mega Man X6 that, like, supposedly takes place, like, at the very end of the Mega Man X, like, timeline. And there's classic Mega Man, and then a gap, and then Mega Man X starts. And then there's a Mega Man X, and then a gap, and then this, and then Mega Man Zero. But here's what's interesting, is, there's a Mega Man X, like, because they make Mega Man X6, and there's an ending that's like, okay, this ending will lead into the Mega Man Zero game. And then Mega Man X7 happens. And then Mega Man X8 happens. And they're gonna make Mega Man X9, don't tell me they won't. Imagine if that got announced before this gets uploaded.
Might.
So it's like, how did that ending of Mega Man X6, where Zero seals himself away, happen? That doesn't lead into this either, by the way, but I'm not going to start that. And then Mega Man X7 happens. No. So what you're supposed to do is just take that ending from Mega Man X6 and kind of put it at the end. So whatever the ending of Mega Man X as a series of games is, whether it ends at, after, like, imagine the world, like, society has collapsed and Capcom no longer exists and Mega Man games aren't a thing anymore. Whatever the last X game that got made was, Mega Man X12, I don't care. That is the last Mega Man X event. The ending of Mega Man X6 where Zero seals himself away happens after that point. And then, what happens after that ending? Oh, Mega Man Zero? No. Something else happens. Something else happens instead. Oh, so no, this is not... No. This, she said, like, you've been sealed away for 100 years. You fought with the legendary Reploid X to save the world. She's not talking about the X games. The X games.
X games, bro.
We have analyzed the data you retrieved, but it all was damaged and useless. So feel really good about that.
Yeah. How many people died?
Sorry, the mission ended poorly. I hope you will continue to help us. She's still being like, please stay. Please help.
Spend some money.
We need...
Please don't leave.
Please don't leave. Zero.
How could a city with such a fabulous airport?
So Servo, whatever the fuck this guy's French-ass name is, he was able... You came at a time. It's a weapon called the Triple Wad. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. Have fun using this weapon. Oh, thanks. I won't. I will literally never use this.
That doesn't even look good.
No. But I can do this.
Scrooge McDuck.
I can use it diagonally, though.
Simon Belmont.
This weapon sucks. I hate it, and I don't like using it. I have literally never used this. I'm sure speedrunners use it. I'm sure that speedrunners have some secret triple wad tech. I don't care because I've never used it and it sucks and it's terrible and I will never use it. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
The only thing I got out of that mission was a weapon I will never use. Congratulations. Hooray.
Hooray.
Mamicito, we did it. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. And which character will sing this song?
I'm the map, I'm the map. I'm the map.
And then here's the line that really gets it.
I'm the map.
I'm the map.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
What he's saying is, at the end of the day, he's still the map. No matter what happens. No matter what Spanish we learn.
So...
And you know what's weird is that in Europe, at least in the Netherlands I know, they air Dora on like Nick Jr. Europe, whatever the hell, only it teaches English and not Spanish.
That's funny.
That's funny.
I want to hear the English version of Dora the Explorer. Holy shit, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
A friend of mine who's Dutch.
We're going to stop talking about Mega Man now because we're about... This has become the Dora the Explorer podcast.
Yeah, a friend of mine who's Dutch, who's from the Netherlands, he happened to... I don't remember how we got on the subject, but he's like, oh, they have that here? We're like, yeah, it teaches Spanish. He's like, really? He's like, in the Netherlands it teaches English. We're like, really?
That's so cool. But she's a spicy little Latina girl.
There are a lot of those in the U.S.
But she wouldn't teach English. a spicy little Latina girl would not teach you English.
Hey,
In the Netherlands.
I have a spicy Latino girl tied up in my bait. Or fucking, that's a joke.
Okay,
Don't put it on YouTube.
so-
Don't put it on YouTube.
So, what's funny...
I think I know what they do.
Into what, if not for... Okay, so I never expected I could live with Seal again. I would have been smashed into who knows what. So what's funny to me is these are the female reploids that we saved from the base. And they're all in this room. And then over here, in this other room, that I'm going to as fast as I can. Hurry, go faster. In this room are all the male reploids that we saved from the base. Seal, what is with this gender segregation? Why are the male reploids that were saved and the female reploids that were saved allotted off to 2 separate rooms? That's fucked up. Do you know it's a strange room near the computer room? Near the computer room. Find the computer room. I never had an existential crisis before, but then Seal told me that my life has value, and my programming didn't know how to compute that bullshit. Seal once told me I'm like a security blanket, that she can feel relaxed no matter what as long as I'm by her side. That's why I made it to my mind to stay with Seal forever. That's quietly depressing, Alouette, thanks. I'd like to be a useful reploid. Can you think of something I could do, sir? You could stop being useless. You can try that, see how it works. So I talked about, like, the robot ethics in the Mega Man X franchise. Was like, so reploids are self-aware, fully autonomous individuals that have, like, free will and emotions and are not restricted by programming to any degree. And humanity didn't get that. And we're like, oh, shut up, toaster. Toast my fucking bread, bitch. No, they were like, toast my toast for me, toaster, bitch. And the robot went, actually, you can't toast toast, you toast bread. And then they went, this fucker's a Maverick. Come kill this Maverick for me. That's literally what happened. So you'd think after 100 years, they would be like, oh, okay, robot, like, rights have evolved or whatever, and people treat robots like humans now. No. It's worse. It's actively worse, because one of the reploids in that you meet in the base is like, yeah, my name used to be DN60 or something fucked up like that, but then Seal named me Dave or whatever. Isn't that better? And it's like, okay, back in the X games, motherfuckers had names. You're telling me motherfucking reploids are getting rolled off the factory line and just being called, yeah, you're number. You are number. Fuck you. That is an active regression. Reploids, despite assumedly becoming more advanced in terms of their technology and being just as human, quote-unquote, as they always were, they're now actively being treated even worse than they were in the X era of games. Is that not, like, the Zero games are the darkest timeline? For sure.